It is going to be this one. Hey guys, welcome back to the video channel. I always come up with something different every time, don't I? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Another video where we are working on the Tamiya F-4J Phantom 2 1/32 scale. Yeah! What are we doing though? Well, I finished the decals. I finally finished the decals on it. And here we are. This is the fully decaled plane. Just about ready. She's ready for the flat clear coat. Yes, which I'm going to do right now, by the way. Now that I have it finished, I'm going to hit it with the flat. Actually, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm really getting ahead of myself. I am not organized. I don't know what is wrong with me in the last couple of days, but my mind has been for the last couple of days, and I really don't know why. Anyway, we are ready for weathering. Weathering is the next step, but I'm not actually doing that today. It is ready to have the weathering effects put on it, just like I've done on the bottom. Although the camera doesn't really show just how really dirty it does look. Maybe I just didn't do enough. I don't know. I'll do lots on the top. And then, once the weathering effects are all on there, then I will hit it with the flat clear. And then it will be ready for final assembly. But we're not doing that today. Today we are continuing working on the seat belts. So, I gotta get my instructions for my seat belts here. We're on the second page for the back. Now, these belts here, as you can see, these ones I did not have the privilege of installing on this seat. And the reason for that is, excuse me, I dropped one and it disappeared into the abyss and is gone forever. And I didn't want to do one side and not the other. That would be weird. So I just eliminated them both altogether and continued on. So that being said, I don't want to put them on this seat, because then I'm going to have seats that the belts don't quite look the same, and I want to keep them the same. So I'm also not going to put them on this seat. So all they are is a couple of belts that kind of, if you remember from part one, I got two belts that go at the very top on the corners of the lower cushion, and they go down to the sides here. Okay, they attach at the same point at the top, but then they go down through those little loops that I made in part one, and then they just hang there, and then they get glued to the next set of belts that go on. But that's okay. And I also realized, after I uploaded my video of part one on the seat belts, I realized you can't really see what I'm doing because the camera view is too far away. So I've decided I'm going to zoom this camera in down on my table, so you won't get to see me. You might see my big fat belly a little bit, but it is what it is. But at least you get a little bit zoomed in on the belt. So let me change my view of the camera here real quick. Let's go to control. Let's go tilt down if we can. We can't tilt yet. I'll go zoom. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit better. It gets a bit grainy, unfortunately, but at least you'll be able to see a little better of what I'm doing. Anyway, so we'll just do that, and then of course I can't zoom this camera in any better, just because of the restriction of the lens. So that's that. So we need to get these kind of assembled. So this section is done. So let's flip this over and go to. So we still have a lot to put on, and a lot to do. So this part, they show us actually assembling these here first. So the first thing we need to do is cut off number 13. So we got choices. We either do number 13 or 23. The only difference is 23 has these two little notches sticking out, as you can kind of see there, and number 13, it's just smooth. That's the only difference. Now let's see which one I used on this seat. On this seat, it looks like I chose, I don't know which one. I chose 13. 13 was what I chose. So I gotta find it on here. Number 13. Where are you, 13? There you are. It's these two guys here. Okay. So I'm gonna get my head in the camera. I hope not. No, just on the normal one. So let's just take them right off the whole tree, since there's two of them. Okay. I had somebody commented on my last video asking if he could make suggestions, and it's like, well, yeah, that's why you can put comments on there. Make suggestions, all you like. I'm good with it. Right? No problem. Okay, so with those, I think I have to fold these over. I think I have to fold them. Challenge, of course, is picking them up and holding them in the tweezers. Damn things. There. Okay. So it's already started to fold for me. But am I supposed to fold them? Maybe I wasn't supposed to fold them? I don't remember, you know that? I don't remember. Oh yeah, there we go. I was folding it in the wrong direction. So there it is. It's folded now. There's one. Now let's get this one. All right. So that one's folded over. So now those are done, as for now. Now we need to get the actual belt. That's number 11. And number 11 is these bigger belts. These are the biggest belts on here. You can see them right there. So let's get these. Okay. And these belts kind of get, we get their little buckles slid onto the belt, and then the belt gets folded over on itself. So that's a bit of a fun challenge. I try to do this in the direction that they want it. Now there is a little bit of a crease mark right there. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. that's the indication of where you're supposed to fold it over. So again, I just hold it right at that spot with my tweezers so that I can bend it right in that spot. And then this is supposed to go through there, but you can see we have a bit of a problem. It's the wrong way around. So we go like this, and now we put that in that fold and just fold this over, just like so. So now it's folded and we've got a little buckle there. Now I have to glue that, otherwise it will come undone, especially with manipulating it and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to take the other belt and let's put the little fold in that one first. Just like that. Now we can put this piece on. First, let's get this piece. Take this, and that should be the right direction. Let's get it through there, yes. And then fold this. Just like that. A little bit of a squeeze, gets that crease in there good. And we're done. Okay, we're ready to hit that with a little bit of glue. Alright, so this time I'm going to do something a little different. I realized last time I was keeping my bottle open for quite a long time and dipping the toothpick into it. And that was kind of a bad thing to do. I think I accidentally just broke this loose. No, I didn't. That's my imagination. And that's a bad thing to do. So what I'm going to do this time is, with a toothpick, I'm going to get some glue out of this and just put it into an old plastic pill holder. And this way I don't have to keep this open for so long, and then I can just add more as I go, as needed. So now I've already got a whole bunch of glue on this. I just need to put a tiny little bit. I don't need a lot. On there, just to make sure that's going to stay where it belongs. And we'll do the same with this one. You don't need nearly as much as what I've just put on there, but that's okay. It will dry just the same. Okay, so now that's on there. Now what they want to do is take number 4, and we need to kind of fold that around together, and 4 is going to go on the bottom where those loops are also. So where's our thing? Number 4. That's only going to go on one side. There's only one of them. And this is a piece we kind of get to fold together and kind of make the piece also. Now, here's a disclaimer. This is my first time utilizing photo etch parts. I have never done this before. And so, obviously, that is probably very evident in the fact that I'm struggling with this so much. But you know what I figure? If I can do this, so can anybody else. It's not that difficult. As you can see, even though it's my first time doing this, I'm doing okay, and it's not the end of the world, and the finished product looks pretty good. So there we go, we've got this now folded together, and that's just going to go on only one of these. So I basically just choose one, kind of pick my poison kind of thing, and it's just going to go right there at the bottom. So all I need to do, put that down, see if the glue is dry on this yet or not. Or if I can add some, there we go, that'll work perfectly. Now, just like that, that's a good enough spot, as long as it kind of lines up, and I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's done. Now these belts, they can go on. So they just go on, and they glue up on the top of, kind of like just right at the top under there. You see on this seat, they kind of go right up to the very top, and they kind of just line up to the very seam where those first two belts that go on the top of the cushion there, they just line up right at the top there, and they just, all they do is just hang down. Nice and easy. So all I'm going to do is put a little bit of a bend at the top here, so it kind of hangs down for me on the cushion. And I can actually just put them on here and then hold it and bend it as I want, as I need, because that's exactly where it's going to go, and just kind of pre-position it where it's going to sit like that. And that looks pretty good, just like that. And I could just add the glue there, but I don't want to. I want to actually put the glue on the underside of that. Not enough on there. There we go. Of course, the temptation is to hold it with my finger, but if I do that, it's going to get stuck to my finger, and of course I don't want that, right? I can add a little bit more just to ensure it's going to stay, because as you know, that's been a problem I've been having this whole thing, is getting it to stay once it's done. I'm just going to kind of get rid of my little blob of glue there. So there's one side done. So now we're going to repeat the process with this one. Again, put a little bend at the top. And then we're going to line it up here. And then I'm just going to hold it there. and I'm going to kind of form it to how I want it to drape down. On the cushion, so it looks more like an actual draping belt, right? And I think that'll be good like that. Okay. That wasn't good. Go where you're supposed to, please. Okay. With all that moving around, I'm definitely going to need more glue. Now, I'm going to be a little smarter this time. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let that glue set for a minute or two while I work on the lap belt. Because the lap belts are basically the last thing I'm putting on here. And so, the lap belt is these guys here, this one and this one. Okay, these two I'm not going to bother with. They sit down on the front of the seat and you're never going to see it. So I don't really care about those. Okay, excuse me. I don't really care about putting parts on that you're never going to see. That's just pointless to me. But the lap belts, they're needed. So I need number 3 and number 7. So let's take a look at these. Let's start off with number 7, which is these guys here. Start out with number 7. This is just a byproduct of sprue, which we do not need. So once again, we're kind of building a box with this part. We got to fold that this little part here has to be folded a couple of times to create a little box. And they've got all the little notches in there for you to do that. Okay. Now, again, this thing is painted on one side and it's not on the other. So we got to pay attention to this, how this is going to sit. So we want the box to be going around like this so that it creates the box on the top of this belt and not down underneath. Okay? So that means we're going to fold it this way, like this, so I get it in the right spot. Right like that. Okay. And then we can fold it in that spot. Just a little bit for now. And then fold it in that spot. See, as you can see, we are creating a little box. Get it. You don't want to pinch it too much, just get it too close. And that's the nice thing about the tweezers. I can kind of stick the tweezers in there and open it up a little bit. There we go. So we've got one with the little box created now. So do that on this one also. Repeat the process. Squeezed it a little too much on that one. That's okay. Just need to close it up. And I think we're good on this one. Just a little bit of tweaking on there to make it more rectangular. Okay, I think we're good to go with that. So those two are done. So now these two are actually going to get glued to number 3. And number 3 has these little, has a loop through it. Wait, that's not number 3. This is number 3. So let's get number 3, both of them off of here. Okay. So as you can see, number 3 has this little buckle through. So these are going to go through that buckle, fold over, and then we glue. Now, that's a nice level of difficulty. You have to kind of pay attention to which way you're putting it through the loop. And I want to go through the other way, so let's just do this. So they're both facing the same direction. Oops. I'm just going to use my fingers. So, this is something that I learned from the first build, from the first one, how long this becomes depending on how much you fold back. And it became pretty long because this is just going to go and just kind of lay down onto the seat, and so I want it to maybe be about half that length, right? So I actually want this to be about that long. I think what I did for the first seat was I just bent it in half. So that's what I just did. So just pick the halfway point for that, like that. So I will do that again with this one. thread the needle there, pick the halfway point roughly about there, bend, it's not quite halfway, here we go, and squeeze, fold it, there we go. So we're folded over. There we go. So then these wind up going on here, and they want you to put kind of the buckled end on the sides, kind of tucked down in the corner of the seats. They want you to tuck them down kind of just right into the corner here, and let me get on the camera here, right in there and right in there, right just in the two corners here and here. And so that's what we're going to do. Now that this is glued, I want to get this thing, see how this is raised up off of the cushion. I want to glue that down right against the cushion there, so that it's not the, you know, some weird belt sticking out in the air. It just doesn't look right. So I'm just going to kind of bend it and push it. That. So what I'm going to do is get a little dab of glue. Something still left in here? Yep. Just kind of put it underneath that belt. Hold it there for a sec. Maybe more than a sec, maybe a minute. I want to make sure it's not going to pop off as soon as I let go. There we go. Okay, we're good. I kind of would like to do the same with this other belt because it's, yeah, that's better. Okay, so we're looking good so far. Now, these two. What I kind of want to do is, because I want to, like I did with this other seat, because they were so long, I bent them and kind of made it look like they're folded and just kind of been thrown there. And that's kind of what I want to do again. Similar kind of effect, because they are long, right? If I put that on there, and if I just kind of put it like, holy crap, can I hold on to anything? See, they're kind of long, right? Kind of long, so I kind of like the idea of folding it a little bit to make it look like it's, you know, it's a folded strap or whatever. And so I can kind of, I don't know, have a little bit of liberty. Just kind of, I don't know, bend it in a weird way that it's just the way it's going to be. And give it a not so pristine and straight look. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, let's throw some glue on it. Glue is starting to thicken up in that little container, which means I'm going to need some more. So there's one, just like that. I don't know if the light's really catching it or not. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't even see what you see. It's, yeah. Let me show you the other camera. I'll grab my piece of cardboard here. You can see that's what we're looking at so far, right? I apologize already. Sorry for the lack of quality on this camera, but I wanted to get it zoomed in so you can kind of see what I'm working on, but at the same time that just the quality of the picture becomes crap. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, almost done. One more to go. So I just want to do the same kind of thing on this one. Just kind of bend it. Just to kind of artificially shorten it. You know what I mean? I think you do. Let me put a little more. And just kind of, what happened here? And there we go. So we have our belts done. The belts are finished. I'll show you the finished result here. There we go. Belts finished. All the belts done, and even wiggles on there. Yeah, and that's about it. So I will put the final piece of this seat together now, which is the piece that goes right on top here. Let's move this out of the way. Get I've already painted this, pre-painted, and that's all ready to go. So all I need to do is put this on top. Fits in the slot there, like so. Hit it with a dab of regular glue just to make sure it ain't ever going to come off of there. And there we have our completed seat. We now have 2 seats completed with seat belts. All nice and good. Just like that. 2 of them. Lighting kind of sucks when it's all zoomed in like that. So, sorry about that. 2 seats. Done. Just like that. I am going to unzoom my camera now because that's terrible. Zoom. There we go. Hello again. Yeah, there we go. 2 seats, and of course, as you can see, I do have some leftover pieces because it was not my intention to make photo etched seats. Like, they come with the cushions that you can put on there, but if you use these, then, well, the kit comes with a decal to put on the seat cushion, which you may have seen already. A couple of other details, like the little, the little, I don't know, the cylinder thing that's on the side. You get the red little label that you got to form the metal to go around the label and stick it on, or around the cylinder. I'm not interested in that. I've only bought this for the belts. So there we go. So I've got spare belt pieces. For lack of a better term. There's even some belts on here that I don't even know what they're for. I guess it's a generic thing, whatever. But that's it. There, seats done. So, with the seats done, I can now say I've done photo etched parts. And yeah, was it fun? No. No, it wasn't fun. Do they look good? Yes, I will admit to that. I should have left my table out, because now that the belt's on, I need to hit it with a flat clear. Get a clip. I don't know if you can tell on the camera which seat is which, but yeah. It's hard to tell, but I need to hit this with the flat clear. And what's good about that is it makes everything look the way it's supposed to. And, you know, if I did get any glue where I don't want the glue and it's made it, you know, you got a glue spot and it's shiny, the flat clear, well, that gets rid of all that. So, and any shininess from the metal of the belts just gets, well, it goes away. And that's just an extra bonus. The little decal that actually goes on the cushion, I don't know if you can see it, it's yellow there on the bottom cushion. You know, any shininess from that decal, well, that gets hidden with this like it should, and so that's really good. So I'll just let this sit for a few minutes to dry. This seat is already done, and there we go. So how long did that take? How long have we been streaming here? 45 minutes. 45 minutes to put on, what, 4 belts? It's a painstaking process, and you need to have a lot of patience. Probably more patience than what I have. But yeah, it's just the way it is. These are good kits from, I guess it's Edward. Edward, I think, is how you pronounce the name. I'm not sure. They're great. It's a great kit. I will give it props. It's really nice. Good job. Level of detail is really fantastic. So, with the seats done, we're back to this guy. Back to the main thing. And it's time to put some weathering on this and make this thing look like it's been used. I think I'll just use the neutral gray wash for the top. I think that'll probably be good enough. As you can see, I've already done all the panel lines, and then after doing the panel lines, I put all the decals on. I haven't done the panel lines over the decals yet. I can do that later. For now, I just want to get some weathering done on this thing. So I'm basically just going to slather this thing around in a bunch of random spots, and then I'm going to let it dry. And then once I'm done just kind of making it messy looking, I'll leave it and I'll call it a day, and I'll come back to it another day to actually do the streaking and stuff like that, and get it to look more better. Is that the term I'm looking for? So I'm basically just kind of random spots where I think some streaks could go, and maybe, I don't know if these things have any liquid in them or not, but if they do, I imagine stuff leaks out at times. Just kind of random things like that. It really doesn't matter. That's what's kind of nice about this, is just random spots. So once I'm done with it, I hit it with get the brush with the thinner and kind of reactivate it in a way, and it makes it streak really nice. Like I said, it's just all totally random. No real plan to what I'm doing here. It's completely random. Just wherever I think it's going to look somewhat realistic. It's really, if you're doing this, it's totally up to your discretion how much or how little to put on. I kind of want it to look a little bit dirty. So I'm putting on, more than I normally would, I guess. Just being careful here. Put one right there is good. And I think it's probably good enough. Just kind of making these just a little darker. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Basically, you're going to put some thinner on a brush, on a slightly bigger brush, and dry it off a little bit, and then just over all of them and make a nice streaking effect that will kind of blend in on there. And then once that's done, will be the flat clear to seal it all in, seal in all the decals, excuse me, seal in the paint, and then final assembly. Oh, before I'm done, I have to do these. Oh, I'm going to show you a big mistake I made. Okay, big mistake I made. I'll show you. So, in preparation for final assembly, I was doing all the decals yesterday, and these parts of the wings, they go on the tips here, and they go kind of like that. They line up a certain way, and they sit like this. Okay, and that's how it goes. So I'm putting on the decals, and of course, as you can see on this wing, we've got half of the US markings, half on one side, half on the other. Now I'd already got this one done on this side, and so now I'm doing this one. And so I had put this on here and I taped it so it would stay, so I could line it up. And as you can see, you got it lined up, right? Like that. Nicely lined up. Except I don't really have it lined up. I had it one notch too far forward, and it's actually supposed to sit back like this, and now you can see it is not lined up at all. And that's how it's going to sit, and it's scuffed. And by the time I realized it was like that, I had already put the mark fit on it, slathered all in. It's sealed on there. It is not coming off without destroying it. And yeah, I'm not happy about it, but there's not much I can do. I can't paint it on. I could add some paint and kind of make it a weird shaped circle, but at least it would match. Or I could cut this one down and remove that extra, but it would still be a weird shaped circle. So I'm not sure what my solution is. And plus the star doesn't match now. I might just leave it just the way it is. Say, oops, I'm not perfect. I don't know. I still have to think about it, what I'm actually going to do. We'll see. We'll see what I decide in the end. But yeah, that's the way it is. So this is done now. It's nice and dry. And so now we have two seats done. What are you going to do? Focus with my hands? Just my hand? Yeah. Good boy. Here we go. Seat's done. Just like that. And it's going to go in there, and you're going to go doink, and then your friend is going to go in there, doink, and we're going to have two seats, and it's going to look cool. And yeah. Anyway, that's that. So I'm going to call it there, call it a day. I know, kind of a short little video today, but that's it. I'm just going to put a little bit more of this on the two wing tips and on the tail fin, and then we'll get some nice streaking done. I'll do the streaking next time. I'm going to end it there. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. And for the comments and everything, you guys are great. You guys are really awesome. Thank you so much again. You guys who follow me on YouTube, you are awesome. Since you follow me on YouTube, why not head over to my Twitch and follow me on Twitch too? That would help me out a lot. Of course, if you like the videos, give it a like. That helps out too. All that good stuff. If you want to see my Twitch channel, if you're wondering where it is, I'll put links down in the description box. So you can go to my Twitch, you can go to my Instagram, and if you want to message me, my Twitter is there too. I don't really go on Twitter very much, but the option's there. You can message me on Twitter too if you want to talk, ask me questions, whatever. So I'm going to call it there, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for coming out. Again, you guys are really awesome. And yeah, thanks. So with that, we'll call it a day, and we'll see you all in the next one.